All right, news just coming in right on top of the bulletin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken with Russian President Putin and congratulated him on his 73rd birthday. The two leaders reaffirm their commitment to further deepening India-Russian special and privileged strategic partnership. Prime Minister has conveyed that he looks forward to welcoming President Putin to India. I want to quickly cut across to our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, who's joining us with the very latest. But before that, let's quickly get you up to speed with the latest news coming in. There has been an exchange, a telephonic exchange between Russian President Putin and India's Prime Minister Modi, where Prime Minister Modi congratulating Putin on his 73rd birthday. Cutting across to Geeta for a quick update. Geeta, it does seem the bonhomie that we saw in China now being translated with the Prime Minister wishing President Putin on his 73rd birthday.
Well, that's right. We've seen the exchange between Prime Minister Modi and President Putin in the past as well, including his birthday that fell on the 17th of September. And now we're looking at Prime Minister Modi extending the same when it comes to President Putin. This comes ahead of the annual summit that is to take place between India and Russia in New Delhi. President Putin will be visiting New Delhi. And that certainly goes to show the kind of importance the two countries attach to the strategic partnership between the two countries, despite and in spite of all the pressure that we've seen, whether it's European or for that matter American. Preeti, it does seem like this is a partnership, this is a friendship that cannot be broken because of pressures coming from outside quarters, and that certainly is something that was discussed over here also, attaching importance to the strategic partnership and also ensuring that there's a review and forward movement when it comes to the bilateral ties between the two countries.
Joining us with the latest coming in, my colleague Geeta and our Foreign Affairs editor breaking it down. There's a visit of President Putin that India is looking forward to, and that exchange of pleasantries which started also by President Putin calling the Prime Minister on our Prime Minister's 75th birthday and on President Putin's 73rd birthday, Prime Minister reciprocating the same. With that, I want to quickly shift focus back home, viewers. Let's get back to the state of Bihar, and there's a fair amount going on ever since yesterday when the election dates were announced in two phases as Bihar now gears up for the assembly elections. Both ruling and opposition alliance right now mired in what are tough seat sharing talks. Lots of news coming out. It seems NDA has to contend with a tough ally in the face of LJP, as it's expecting a large share of seats this time. On the other hand, the Mahagathbandhan in itself has its own issues, where the Congress, thinking that it's charting a course of revival in the state of Bihar, would want seats where it finds itself in a good position to contest or winnable seats, because the Congress did feel that they were shortchanged the last time. Smaller players like VIP also muscle flexing. So all eyes on these two Bihar blocks where battles rage within on seat sharing.
बिहार के चुनाव दो फेजेस में होंगे.
Within 24 hours of the announcement of poll dates in Bihar, seat share politics of alliances are at its peak. The ruling alliance of NDA has many to accommodate, while sources say the BJP and JDU are preparing to contest an equal number of seats, with a total of 205 seats being divided between the two NDA partners. The remaining 38 seats are likely to be distributed among smaller NDA allies. Reports suggest the BJP has offered 25 seats to LJP chief Chirag Paswan, 7 seats to HAM leader Jiten Ram Majhi, and 6 seats to Upendra Kushwaha's RLM. Chirag Paswan met BJP election officers and negotiations are going on. Sources also reveal that Chirag Paswan is likely to contest from Shahabad region himself. Earlier, LJP drew a clear line and threatened that talks will collapse if only 20 to 22 seats are offered to them. In such situations, sources hint that LJP is open for an alliance with Prashant Kishore.
कितनी सीटें मांगने जा रहे हैं, यह सवाल बड़े नेता जब एक जगह बैठेंगे तब तय होगा। अभी तक मेरे नेता आदरणीय चिराग पासवान जी की बात हमारे गठबंधन के किसी बड़े नेता के साथ इस बाबत नहीं हुई है।
फिर से इस बार एनडीए भारी बहुमत से दर्ज करेगा। इस बार का चुनाव सिर्फ एनडीए का चुनाव बनाम गठबंधन का नहीं, बल्कि विकास की रफ्तार बनाम जंगल राज, तुष्टीकरण और संतुष्टीकरण की राजनीति है।
BJP meanwhile seems to be expanding its outreach to rope in star power. Popular folk singer Maithili Thakur hinted at contesting polls on BJP ticket from Darbhanga's Alinagar.
एक ही तस्वीर है जिसको लेकर के बहुत सारे कैप्शंस के साथ वो फोटो बार बार हर जगह से पोस्ट हो रहा है। तो आप सभी लोग को अंदाजा है बीजेपी हमेशा से मेरी प्रेफरेंस रही है, और बिहार में अगर देखा जाए तो हम एनडीए के सपोर्ट में है, काफी सालों से एनडीए को देखते आ रहे हैं।
Not only the NDA, the seat sharing algorithm is a headache for the Mahagarbandhan as well. Left parties are reportedly unhappy with the RJD's offer of seats. CPI-ML has been offered 19 seats, but they want 30. Sources claim that if CPI-ML does not receive respectable seats, the party might look for other options.
Our party, the Communist Party of India, is part of Maga Gadbandhan in Bihar. And we are fighting the elections. We will fight a reasonable number of seats. Today I am supposed to meet Mr. Tejashwi also. We will finalize.
The poll panel of Congress is all set to meet on 8th October to finalize its first list of candidates.
Mahagarbandhan is ready for fighting election. We are ready to win the election in Bihar. Despite the fact that Election Commission of India and the entire machinery of India government is trying to remove the regular voters of Bihar.
The first phase of voting is just about a month away, and both sides are right now trying to overcome the seat sharing hurdle before they can step on the campaign trail to win Bihari voters. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's quickly cut across to our panelists this evening, diving a little deeper. How much of what you see on either sides of the alliance, all just political posturing, which one sees way too often right before ticket distribution, or is there more to it than what meets the eye? Joining me, Dr. Manisha Priyam, political analyst, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, spokesperson JDU, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson Congress, Radhika Khera, national spokesperson BJP, Ravi Shankar Ravi, national spokesperson RJD. Manisha Prem, let me put that question to you, because usually one would say that, you know, these are visuals that stream right before ticket distribution, right before seat sharing arrangement in every election. Is it just posturing, or do you think there's more to it?
So on the NDA side, I would say that what you see from Chirag Paswan is definitely just posturing. The only knock that the BJP received in the eve of the elections was actually the erstwhile power minister, the former Home Secretary of India, Mr. R.K. Singh. He had a few words of criticism, and that also meant his exit politically. But it also means that the BJP is now getting in a new genre of people. You displayed on your screens the picture and portrait of Maithili Thakur, the popular folk singer. There's also Pawan Singh, who did very badly in the last elections in Karakat. His candidature had to be withdrawn from Asansol, where he was being pitted by the BJP to fight against star power and, forever Bihari Babu Shatrughan Sinha. But that Pawan Singh, defeated at the hustings, is now being taken in. So the BJP is going to brand itself as the Vikas party, but with a lot of film stars, Gana Bajana, etc. I don't think there's much happening there except posturing. I think on the other side, the Congress will have to look for winnable candidates. They just won about 19 seats from the 70 odd that they had. Also, the CPI-ML out in the open now saying that they are not happy to be given an offer of just 19 seats. So on the other side, I feel a genuine and definite issue of finding candidates.
Right.
But what I want to say is that the newsmaker for the past week has been Jan Suraj and Prashant Kishore. We still don't know who his candidates are. So as
True.
the announcements came in yesterday, I think many more cards to open up, and Bihar will have an interesting battle at hand.
Well, you're right there, because also Prashant Kishore has maintained that he will come out with his candidate list way before other political parties. That quite hasn't happened. But Dr. Priya, before I go to the other guest, one quick question, and if you can just answer it quickly. What do you make of all the talk of we will go with Jan Suraj if we don't get our respectable share by the LJP?
It just means that many people are in talks and conversations with Jan Suraj. Jan Suraj has emerged as a poll point and a talking point. Many drawing room conversations happening in Patna, but I don't think these are going to materialize. Chirag Paswan has been Hanumanji for Mr. Modi. Whether he was allowed to stay in his father's house or not, whether he got his fair share or not, his party is dependent on the BJP for its survival, and I believe very much that he is a face for the BJP, very integral to the very picture of the BJP. I don't think that's any posturing. Quite unlike his father Vilas Paswan, who could flex his muscles, at this moment Chirag Paswan very comfortably within the BJP fold.
Well, all right, okay, just stay with us. Dr. Sanjay Kumar, let's start with you. It does seem, at least by the looks of it, it's not just the Mahagathbandhan. You have enough issues of your own which emanate not just the LJP. You have Jitin Ram Majhi, who wants his own share. You're on mute, sir.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Preeti, and good evening to everyone. I think I would like to start with the fact that everything is in order, and in a couple of days we will come out with the seat sharing. You know, there are discussions going on, and it's part of the election process. And when you are in alliance, you know, these things happen. So this is quite common. You know, as Manisha ji said, I think our alliance is very intact, and everything is in order. This election is very important for not only us, but for the entire state, because it is going to determine the next 25 years of Bihar. This 5 years is going to determine, because if it's up to the people of Bihar that what do they choose. They want to choose the raftar of the state, the speed of the state, which NDA has given, or going back to the Mahagathbandhan Lalten era. But as far as alliance is concerned, everything is intact.
All right. Well, like I said, everything might be intact where the alliance is concerned, but fair amount going on within the folds. Like I said, a lot could be given to political posturing, but is there more? And Dr. Pooja Tripathi, the point is, you are in an alliance where you're fighting for your own number of seats, and what those seats are, because whoever you speak with the Congress say, we will not do what we did the last time where we got 70 seats, but most of them were compromise seats where we knew we couldn't win, therefore we only won 19. We were shortchanged the last time around. This time around, we want seats where there can be short winnability. Now, what will that figure be? Because it's not just the Congress, you have the VIP as well, which is flexing its own political muscle. They want their own respectable share.
Preeti, good evening to everyone. Preeti, seat sharing is always a tricky path to follow. Let me be very honest with that, thought, because, everybody wants a bigger share of pie, and Congress has done an internal survey where they divided the seats into 3 categories. One, which were won by a margin of 5 to 10,000, 10 to 15, and 15 onwards. And that's why, the seat sharing talks are going on with the Mahagathbandhan leaders. CPIML is also in the seat sharing talks. The VIP party is also there in the seat sharing talks. And that's why I'm saying that, in a day or two, the whole seat sharing formula would be out in the open. And whoever from Congress is telling you that we compromised on lots, I don't think that's the line. Because Mahagathbandhan is solid. Mahagathbandhan is very, very much intact. And seat sharing always invites
a lot. One second. Okay, Dr. Tripathi, then answer this question. Because if you say that wasn't the line, that there were compromise, seats that were given to you and you were shortchanged, then how is it, Dr. Tripathi, that the Congress only won 19 of 70 seats? Because that's the explanation which is given, not really offline, but even now on record, that we were shortchanged, the seats that we were given were not winnable seats. So are you actually saying it was actually related to the competence of the party that you could only win 19 of 70?
I'll not say competence of the party. So it's also the whole socio-political environment at that time. And yes, we did perform poorly, and I accept that we did perform poorly. But we are in a very strong position. We just took out a voter adhikar yatra, and which welcomed, which saw thousands of people turning up on their own, not party sponsored or anything. And we are connecting with people on various issues. And let me tell you, Preeti, nobody in the party has come out and created resistance, as we see in Chirag Paswan. Chirag Paswan कह रहे हैं एक दरवाजा खुला है प्रशांत किशोर की ओर. So I would like NDA. I would like to advise NDA.
But Dr. Tripathi, nobody is causing any of that. What you're seeming to suggest, nobody is coming out. But it's very clear. Two things. The Congress itself is holding on to its ground. You have Tejasvi Yadav, who constantly goes and announces himself as the chief ministerial face. The Congress hasn't had the gumption to put their money on Tejasvi Yadav yet, openly at that, officially at that. It hasn't come from your political party. There is still rancor on the number of seats that you're going to get, but I'll circle back to that. And, I want to cut across right now to Radhika Khera, national spokesperson BJP, as well as Ravi Shankar Ravi from the RJD. And Radhika Khera, to come to you on the basis of what also Pooja Tripathi said, the sheer fact that you're now days away from filing nomination, the seat sharing arrangement hasn't been finalized. You have an LJP that wants 40 plus seats. You have a JDU which wants an even number of seats that you want. And you have the legacy where the last election you fought of 110 and you actually got 74 seats out of that. It does seem implausible that the BJP can get that 110 seat share this time.
Good evening to everyone. I'm Preeti. Today on Valmiki Jayanti, let us remember what Maharshi Valmiki taught us. That truth and discipline and dharma alone can guide a nation. And that is exactly what separates the NDA from the Mahagathbandhan in Bihar. In Bihar today, we have two models. One that is running on mission, vision and Mangal Raj. And on the other hand, Bihar people have to, dekhne ko ki kya hai, the model that had survived on confusion, commission and Jungle Raj. Now, on one side, we have NDA that has credibility, clarity, and continuity. Our allies have publicly said that Nitish Kumar ji will lead the alliance in Bihar because under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, as well as Nitish Kumar ji, governance has been delivered in Bihar. From roads to railways, women's safety to rural electrification, law and order to education. If Modi ji has been trusted for 11 years nationally and Nitish ji for 20 years in the state, it is because both have earned the faith and trust and not inherited it. Now, having said that, let's look at the other side, the Mahagathbandhan, also the so-called Grand Alliance, which has no mission, no vision, only division. They are fighting over seats even before they even fight an election. There are three different statements that have come in for who that CM face is going to be. Rahul Gandhi, A, dodges the question. They're in charge, Krishna Allavaru, he says, let's decide after the elections and the results are out. And three, Mr. Pilot repeats similar kind of thing. Now we have Akhilesh Singh, who has gone on to say that Tejasvi Yadav will be the CM face and his own allies are contradicting him. Now tell me, if they cannot even agree on a face of a chief minister, how will they ever agree on the future of Bihar? Now, the Congress spokesperson here spoke about two things. Before I get to that, let me also add that recently when the Congress Working Committee met in Patna and raised more questions than answers. Why? Because when Bihar was burning under the Jungle Raj, where was the Congress Working Committee then? Why now after 85 years they are doing this? Obviously, they are doing their posturing to demand more seats and for their political tourism. But she said that one thing that is coming out again and again, that the Congress has also been saying that we were given non-winnable seats. Are bhaiya, नाच ना जाने आंगन टेढ़ा वाले कहावत बार बार हर चुनाव में राहुल गांधी पूरी कर देते हैं. Second thing she said, our अधिकार यात्रा. Madam, you've done an अधिकार यात्रा, but what about the अधिकार of for Nisa Bharti, Rohini Acharya and Tej Pratap Yadav, a party which has not been able to give adhikar to their own children, to their own lineage? What adhikar are you going to give to the people of Bihar? Why has Rahul Gandhi not spoken about all these issues? Why is the Congress silent? Adhikar pehle ghar se nyay.
Radhika Khera, okay, I want to move on to the RJD spokesperson, but when you speak of why is the Congress silent, then, the fact is, especially when you're going into an election, it gets a little rich talking about the other when you don't self-reflect. You have enough accusations and allow me.
You're talking about allegations. There has been no statement.
Madam, allow me. How do you know what am I saying? You already know what I'm saying.
You're talking on sources. I'm talking about reality.
I'm not talking about sources. Ma'am, you don't know what I'm talking about. Because I haven't said what I had to say. So you are anticipating
Madam, you
of what
want
I'm
to
going to
fight
say.
with me, that's okay. But let me tell you,
But-
on 14th of
but
November,
madam,
you and I
what
will
is
be
it
on
that
the
I'm
debate
saying?
again, and you will be applauding that the NDA has again formed the government.
Madam,
and I promise
one,
you that because you
madam,
will
one
again pick each
second.
other
What
like
is
you
it that I'm
always do.
saying? Do you know
You
what I'm
always
going to
do.
say?
You know, Preeti, I don't understand this. You just get hyper every time there's an election, and every
Radhika,
time you see the NDA
Radhika
winning, and
Khera,
then
the
you
problem
just
with you is you don't, I'll tell you what.
all the
I'll tell you
problems
what.
are with me. All the
Radhika
problems
Khera,
are
the
with
problem
me.
with you is
आप
you don't want to
महान
hear
हैं,
the
madam.
question.
आप महान
It's
हैं.
not an
आप
argument
महान
with
हैं.
me. It's
It's
not an
okay,
argument
it's
between
okay.
you and I. But
It's
I'll tell you what the
okay, it's
problem
okay,
is.
madam,
I'll tell you,
whatever
one
you
second.
think.
Can I tell you something what the problem is? The problem is when you don't want to hear the question. So when you're talking about accusations and allegations, it's the allegations which have been made by the Jan Suraj, not source-based allegations which have come charging your leaders with corruption. That is the question. But only if you'd had the
Absolutely.
patience
Let
to
me
hear
answer
it.
that
And I'll
also.
circle,
Let me
ma'am, I'll
answer
circle
that
back to
also
you.
for
It's not a debate, but
If
I
Jan
will.
Suraj has so many issues
I
and we
will
are
give
corrupt,
you the
why
time to
was he
answer
linked?
that.
Why
Can I
was
get
he
your
lined
fader
up
down,
in front
please?
of our government?
I will circle back to you on this, Radhika Khera. And one more quick thing. Now that, I finally have some silence, which is 10 seconds. If you're going to come on the show, have the gumption to hear questions, because maybe you don't do that on other channels, and maybe other channels don't ask you the questions. But on here, all sides of the political divide will be asked questions. So you can turn around and try and shout me down. It's not going to cut it. Please keep that in mind. I want to cut across right now to Ravi Shankar Ravi, National Spokesperson RJD, and Ravi Shankar Ravi. Plausible questions, one of them being raised by the BJP itself. Every day you announce the chief ministerial phase, your ally doesn't seem to do so. Every day the Congress comes on air, on record, suggesting that you shortchanged them the last time around, where you offered them seats which had zero winnability. Where is the confidence in this alliance? One. And then two, go ahead and accommodate players like the VIP and the left parties.
Preeti, in a coalition politics, when the issue of seat sharing comes, these kinds of things happen. Every party wants to increase its number of seats.
Okay.
So the same is happening, and the same is happening with NDA also. Manji ji is trying to increase the number of seats. LJPR is trying to increase the number of seats. The chief ministerial phase is still not clear there also. Amit Shah ji has said that the election will be contested under the leadership of Nitish ji, but who will be the chief minister is not clear. So I think, but in Mahagathbandhan, we are the largest party with highest vote share, and several opinion polls
but Ravi Shankar ji,
have
you want to reflect
indicated
on the
that
number of seats you fought.
Tejaswi ji is the popular.
You might have the highest
for-
number of seats, but okay, fine. Final point, sir. Make your point. Go
And
ahead.
if not, if not Tejaswi ji, then who? I mean, we are the biggest
Okay.
party, but I think see, in a very clear-cut manner, from all the parties and from the Mahagathbandhan, particularly the Congress party, I think it is not, announced
Okay.
in a categorical way.
All right. When you say
reason is this
Tejaswi,
only.
if not Tejaswi Yadav, then who? Maybe that question needs to be introduced to the Congress.
Building tactics. So this happens.
Like I said, maybe that question needs to be introduced to the Congress. Okay, I'm going to pull out the timer because we're going to give equal time to everyone. It's the last 5 minutes of this debate. 1 minute to each of our panelists to put their point of view forward, and you can use it whichever way you want. You can use it to put your party's point of view forward, or you can use it to attack the anchor. Do what you want to do. All right, 1 minute. Let's start right now. Let's begin. We don't have Dr. Priyam. You're going to get in Dr. Priyam as a final word. But cutting across to the JDU spokesperson, sir, 1 minute that you have to encapsulate where you stand on the eve of seat sharing, where you have clear amount of posturing which is swirling about, suggesting that if you don't give us 40 plus, we'll align with the Jan Suraj or even with Jitin Ram Manjhi. 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, so as I told you, Preeti, earlier, we are very sure that, this is
We're going to get the timer. Let's go with that. Go ahead, sir, make your point.
Yeah, sure. So it's, the final round of conversations are going on, and it's a very usual thing and usual phenomena. But, as I said, our alliance is very much intact, and, we are going to come up with the seat sharing and everything within a couple of days. And as I said, the election will determine next 25 years of Bihar. And we are going to have, in our roadmap, we are going to have industries in every district, and self-employment of 2 crores of women, that is going to be continued. 1 crore employment guaranteed, government and others. That is something we are going to do, and we are going to continue with 125
Sir, your final 10
electricity
seconds.
free to about 2 crore users. And
Okay, sir, your time is up. It's a hard cut. We don't have the timer on screen today, but we are timing you with the PCR. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, 1 minute. Go ahead, ma'am.
Right now, Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson was saying that people have trust in Modi ji and Nitish ji, and that's why Amit Shah ji's tweet yesterday after the announcing of election dates, कि Modi ji के नेतृत्व में he conveniently skipped Nitish Kumar, and look at the trust, 11.4% unemployment, 7% migration rate, 7.5 million people migrate every year from Bihar. It has the lowest female participation job sector. It's have 970 crimes per day, 8 murders per day, 40 kidnappings per day, 3 rapes per day. It's written by paper leaks. There's a tender scam. There's a health sector scam. Samrat Choudhry and Ashok Choudhry are marred in corruption. And this is 136 bridges have collapsed in last 3 years, and million tons of liquor have been drunk by the rats, the police department say. And that's all the Bihar development. That's what Bihar is seeing. And now Bihar is looking for an alternate vision. And when you ask about the questions of Tejasvi Yadav, Tejasvi Kumar is Tejasvi Yadav is undoubtedly the biggest leader. Look,
okay, leader it's a hard cut. Your time is up. It's a hard cut. Your time is up. You detailed everything that is wrong with Bihar, but you still haven't been able to detail why is it that the Congress seems to deserve more or seats which have winnable factors to it, where you scored such abysmally, where it came down to your last election, which was just 19 of 70, which you yourself said had nothing to do with winnable seats or not. I want to give 1 minute now to the BJP spokesperson. Ms. Khera, please go ahead. Your time starts now. Go ahead, ma'am.
2 things. When you talk about Jan Swaraj, before Jan Swaraj talks about corruption, they should first look in the mirror. The only thing Swaraj that is in their party is Swa, that is self-interest. From fund misuse to internal scams to every committee report on them reads like a corruption diary. A party that cannot account for its own NGO money is lecturing NDA on transparency. That's like a thief teaching honesty classes. Having said that, let me come to the Congress spokesperson. Well, madam, I would like to give my remaining time to her and ask her how much money did Dr. Manmohan Singh in his 10 years of UPA government give to Bihar in his tenure, and tell us how much money has the central government under Modi ji's government given to Bihar. Please tell us, how much money did you give and why did you keep Bihar away from that development that you could when you were in the UPA? Please, ma'am, give my time to her and ask her the exact numbers.
Okay, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, you have 15 seconds if you want to come in. Very quickly, ma'am.
I want to remind them in 2020, they promised 1 crore jobs to the women. Fulfilled. Special package. You give me time, let me answer. Special package to Bihar, not fulfilled. A special
okay, I don't have the time, ma'am. I don't have the time for this back and forth. 1 minute, the RJD spokesperson. Go ahead, sir. Make your point.
In coming a few days, the seats of all the coalition partners will be out, and Mahagathbandhan is, I think, we are going to win this election because the people are fed up with the present government. We have seen the cases of extortions, killings, kidnappings. Law and order situation is completely fractured, and on the parameters, different indicators of development, Bihar is lagging behind in comparison to all other states. And recently, the level of corruption is such that 71,000 crore rupees. It is a CAG report that the Bihar government has not submitted the utilization certificates for 71,000 crore rupees. Such a colossal corruption.
All right, sir, time up. You know, it's very interesting to say, okay, all of this said, but none of the alliance partners had anything to say on what's currently, the hot button issue, which is seat distribution. But like with what we began with earlier, is it just plain posturing, or is there something more to it? We'll only know in days to come, because we were 17th is the last day to filing nomination for phase 1 and 20th for phase 2. 20th for both phases is to take it back. And you'll see a fair amount of fireworks, and then hopefully it will settle down to the humdrums of an election.
A day before the Valmiki Jayanti, the Chief Justice of India, who happens to be the only second Dalit to ascend to the topmost judicial post, was assaulted by a lawyer. allegedly to defend the Sanatan Dharma. CJI Gawai remained calm, but it has raised serious questions about the security in the Supreme Court of India and has also triggered outrage across political lines. The Prime Minister himself posted in the social media condemning the attack on the Chief Justice of India and praising him for his calm handling of the outrageous attack. The opposition has called the attack on CJI an attack on the Constitution of India, holding protest rallies.
We condemn this act. It was done street court. We're really disappointed and shocked by the act. So like if in Parliament meets again, we must together condemn this. We must have a discussion in Parliament.
ये जूता केवल माननीय मुख्य न्यायाधीश गवई साहब पर नहीं फेंका गया, बल्कि ये जूता देश के संविधान और संविधान के निर्माता बाबा साहब अंबेडकर पे फेंका गया है। मैं इस घटना का पुरजोर विरोध करता हूँ।
The politics around Dalits speak every year in and around the Valmiki Jayanti. This time, not only the second Dalit CJI was attacked on the eve of the auspicious day, a Dalit youth was allegedly lynched and lost his life in Uttar Pradesh. 38-year-old Hari Om was brutally killed in mob lynching in Uttar Pradesh's Raebareli on 3rd October. He was suspected of being a drone chor amid widespread rumors across the state that people are using drones to target homes for theft. Videos of him being beaten went viral soon after. Congress leaders of opposition in both houses of the parliament issued a joint statement condemning the brutal and cruel murder of a Dalit in BJP-ruled Uttar Pradesh.
दलित चाहे चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया हो वो भी सुरक्षित नहीं है, और दलित अगर हरिओम हो तो वो भी सुरक्षित नहीं है उत्तर प्रदेश की सड़कों पर। एक ऐसा व्यक्ति जिसने ये किया और कहा कि हाँ मैंने किया, मुझे कोई रिग्रेट नहीं, उसके खिलाफ क्या कार्रवाई की जा रही है, क्या पुलिस एक्शन किया जा रहा है? अगर इस देश में उच्चतम न्यायालय का उच्च न्यायाधीश द चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया सिक्योर नहीं है तो कौन है?
The saffron chief minister of Uttar Pradesh equated an abuse of a Dalit with an abuse of Lord Ram.
जो लोग श्री राम को गाली देते हैं वे भगवान वाल्मीकि का अपमान करते हैं। और जो भगवान वाल्मीकि का अपमान करते हैं वे भगवान राम का भी अपमान करते हैं।
Valmiki Jayanti is celebrated for the sages' teachings on equality and humanity. But on the auspicious day to mark his arrival is marked with politics over Dalits who remain targets. Whether a chief justice or an ordinary youth on the street, Dalit identity continue to make them vulnerable. Bureau Report, India Today.
Because it happens, everything coming together, especially where the politics is concerned, on the day of Valmiki Jayanti. I want to cut across right now to Ratan Sharda, author and analyst. We also have with us Ashutosh, columnist, author, political analyst. I want to, both of you will get 2 minutes each to put your points forward. I'll begin with Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda, what many now view as politicization once again by the Congress, or what is set views, politicization of Dalit identity, Dalit assertion, there's an election in order. Do you see it as exploitation, or do you see it as, it happens in politics where one picks up on what the current situation on ground is, and two incidents coming together right now with the opposition picking it up? How do you read into it?
Preeti, I have been looking at these things for many years. It's great travesty of our country that national heroes are reduced to caste leaders. So Shivaji becomes a Maratha leader, Ambedkar becomes a Dalit leader, Guru Gobind Singh becomes a Sikh leader, Rana Pratap becomes a Rajput leader. Then we started identifying crimes with religion. So communal riots would be fanned, would be taken up as a huge issue if there was a Hindu aggression or if there was a BJP government involved. But if it happened in, let us say, TMC or any other place, we will keep quiet. Then rape started being branded as religious rape, because depending on the victim and then the aggressor, the nature of the crime would be discussed. And now we have this case of a justice being attacked. Even if there was any other justice, the reaction of that loony guy would have been same. As far as we are concerned, any judiciary, whatever we feel about when we criticize, we don't look at the caste, we look at this post. What happened was wrong. We have said it again. Yesterday also we have said it. Today also I'm saying it. But to make it a caste affair is highly objectionable. It is very sad. As I said, by reducing every crime, every issue in society to caste level, Rahul Gandhi started saying, the reporter को बोलो तुम्हारी जात क्या है. Then they started saying तुम्हारे editor की जात क्या है, तुम्हारे मालिक की जात क्या है. Who started the new renewed attack on caste? Using caste as a tool? Rahul Gandhi. I'm not even going to past. I'm not going anywhere else. My issue is that should we reduce our national leaders and all these crimes into caste equations? That is very serious concern. I'm not here to talk for 2 minutes. For me, it's just question whether we are doing the right kind of discussion. When justice has already said that what has happened is, I am not going to look at it. When earlier attacks have happened, did earlier judges say that we are attacked because we are certain religion or caste? No. So we should come out of this and look at it as a serious issue of crime, serious issue of constitution. The person should be punished. Any person who lynches, he should be punished. Or should he look at religion all over again? I've got a whole list of people who were attacked for being Hindus.
Ratan Shah, I'll come back to you. Many would suggest, in letter and in spirit, what you say is correct, but is it an utopian concept? Or is it also being spoken from a point of privilege where one hasn't quite suffered? So, that's another point of view to the same story. What you speak of Justice Gawai being attacked and him being Dalit now being spoken of, the Prime Minister has come out and condemned it, but there is a huge legion, especially on social media, of the right wing, which continues to attack the Chief Justice of India of having said what he did in court, which seemingly enabled a lawyer to throw or attempt to throw his shoe at the Chief Justice of India. We'll circle back to that. But Ashutosh, is it also now a clear attempt once again by the opposition where they've sensed blood? It happened where Samvidhan Khatre mein tha during 2024 elections, and a similar kind of narrative being built by the opposition where you have at least the Congress conflating two incidents of a Dalit boy getting lynched, on the other hand, the Chief Justice of India who's Dalit being attacked.
Preeti, today I'm really aghast to see that again the questions are asked to the opposition, why opposition is raising this issue. This is the most puzzling and the most problematic issue at all. Those who want to address everybody in terms of the religious identity. For them, if you are a Hindu, different rules will apply for you. If you are a Muslim, different rules will apply for you. But may I ask a simple question? If you have no problems, your identity to be flaunted as a Hindu, why I should not flaunt my identity as a religious, as a caste? See, because Hindu religion cannot be without the caste identity. And when you talk about the caste identity, very comfortably, those who want to assert their caste identity are called as casteist. But the fact of the matter is, Hindu religion cannot be excluded without caste identity. And the problem is, when you talk about the caste identity, then you have to talk about Baba Saheb Ambedkar. You have to refer the most problematic history and most problematic the cultural issues in Hindu religion, that is about Dalit, how the Dalits were treated. This is the problematic story. And look at the way this person has been eulogized on the social media. You go to the social media, find out who are these people. You will get to know who are these people. I don't want to say anything, but the fact of the matter is a large section of society who has hegemonized the entire Hindu religion for more than 3,000 years, today they are rejoicing that this person has really done something. Otherwise, there's no reason. Every TV channel is going to interview this fellow. For what reasons? For why what they are going to get out of it? Because he's saying, I have no regrets. I mean, just imagine. And he's interviewed by everybody. So the issue is, whenever you talk about Dalit
all right, sir. 2 minutes over. I want to cut across back. I'll come back to you. Ratan Sharda, your 2 minutes again. The question that, I raised earlier, Mr. Sharda, that not to talk about caste somewhere down the line also stems from a point of privilege where your caste identity has never been an issue. And therefore, you don't want to talk about it.
Did I say we don't talk about caste? RS has been talking about caste. RS has been fighting against casteism. RSS has stood by its own workers who are from different caste and creeds. This is not the point. For somebody like Ashutosh, who himself is a high caste, to say that Hinduism cannot exist without caste is a very wrong statement. Hinduism is there for last 8 to 10,000 years. We have records since for 5,000 years. Was Shudras considered manufacturers? They were not considered some untouchables. It happened during the invaders' time when those who did not join their party, who did not become Muslims, were outcast and they were turned into untouchables. And that is how this whole thing, when Hindus became very inward-looking, they had this calcification of ideas. But Hindus are fighting against it. They are fighting against casteism. They are fighting against. They are doing reforms, and reforms have been happening since Gautam Buddha and Mahavir's times. And still we carry on that these kind of identities. But community, jati, caste, varna are three different issues. We deliberately mix it up because we don't want to understand. We don't want people to understand. Way of fighting casteism, not shouting on the top of the voice. Anything happens, you want to talk about that caste. We have been blackening Brahmins who suffered the most during invasions, who fought for dharma into some kind of pariah, but we will not talk about Ashraf Muslims who don't even deal with the Pasmanda Muslims. In Christianity also there are 13 kind of churches in Kerala itself. We don't speak to each other. This is a problem of divided society. Should we look at the larger identity of people, or should we go on digging deeper and deeper? Why did Mahadalit came into picture? Because Dalits are not acting well. You talk of UP. In UP during Akhilesh time, 60% of the district managers out of 86, 56 were Yadavs. And Yadavs perpetrated violence on Dalits of such a huge way that you have continuous records. In 2013, there were you had this.
Okay. Sir, sorry, your 2 minutes are over. I want to cut the time. No questions. Ashutosh, there were questions raised by Mr. Ratan Sharda. Please go ahead, sir. 2 minutes.
I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised because I didn't want to listen to what Mr. Ratan Sarda has said. He has went on and on to defend the Brahmins, and how he is trying to demonize the Yadavas in Yadav in its own narrative. See, this is the problematic issue. Why problematic issue is because Baba Saheb Ambedkar has written that unless the caste structure is removed, there is no hope for the Hindu religion. And he has written an entire book on this, which is called Annihilation of the Caste. And somebody should read this. How I'm not going to take the name of those upper caste who had really perpetrated inhumanly. They have treated the untouchables. And what he's talking about, I think who are those people who made a large section of the Hindu society untouchables? Should I take the name of that caste? Should I talk about them? No, you will not talk about it. And forget about it. RSS has never done anything for the untouchables, have never done anything about the Dalits. Otherwise, the first task would have been to go for a reform into Hindu society. It is Baba Saheb Ambedkar who did it. RSS has done only lip service. And it is reflected today when Ratan Sarda has gone to the extent of justifying that even the Brahmins are the victim. I'm really surprised today. He would have said that the Dalits are victims. Dalits have been treated badly. But I also appreciate that how Mohan Bhagwat has said that for 2,000 years, they were treated less than as a human being. So let's have a reservation for another 200 years. I was expecting that Ratan Sharda will speak something on those lines, but he has gone to the extent of justifying what has been done to the Dalits. He has uttered not a single word that how Dalits were treated and who treated them, who made them untouchable, who treated them less than a human being.
You know, because you've made that point and you have 10 seconds and you've spoken about Ratan Sharda. I don't have the time, but allow me to give 10 seconds, Ratan Sharda, freewheeling. Would you want to answer to what Ashutosh said?
Began by arguing that casteism is a curse, is a problem with Hindus, and we are trying to reform it from day one. I said that every upper caste has atrocities in the lower caste, and we have continuously attacked on that. Mohanji has attacked it. Bharat Saheb Devras attacked it. We worked on the field. We do see you can't remove casteism by continuously harping on caste.
Okay,
that is what
10 seconds.
Said.
Ashutosh, you have 10 seconds now.
No. First of all, the upper caste has to realize the way they behave with the Dalits. I'm hoping that one day Ratan Sharda will openly say that yes, we regret as an upper caste because we behave badly with these people. That statement, that sentence will never come out from Ratan Sharda.
Okay, that's all the time that I have for right now. I apologize, sir. We don't have the time to carry.
He cannot say that we did not say this. Read my books. Mr. Ashutosh, read my books. Then tell me what I said about casteism.
Okay.
Sir?
Allow me. Sir, allow me to close the debate. With that, that's it. That's all the time that we have. For Up Next is Gaurav Sawant. Thank you for joining us.